Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
One second. One second, pa.
अरे जी आओ जी
Guys, visible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
But your voice is not audible here.
But we can hear your voice, ma'am. It is clear and audible too.
One second. Okay, we'll start.
Yes, ma'am.
So, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Today we are going to discuss about parallel and distributed computing. Before we are going to discuss about parallel and distributed computing, what are the elements of computing? Right? There are 4 types of elements we have to do during the computing. Maybe it is a sequential computing or parallel computing. Okay. The first one is architecture, second one is a compilers, third one is applications, and the last one is a program solving environments. Okay. Architecture is nothing but here hardware architectures, which actually is enable the creation of system software. For example, any application we are going to develop, right? So we need the system software. It's nothing but compilers and operating system. So anybody tell me what is my compilers? Anyone? What is my compiler? Yes? What is my compiler?
Ma'am,
Yes?
uh, compiler, it translates the program into machine code.
Very good.
Mm,
Okay, what is my operating system? So for any application, we need operating system, right? So because operating system is a kernel of the system. Without operating system, it's very difficult or it's not able to develop any application, right? So for developing any applications for computing, architectures, compilers, applications, and problem solving environments are important elements, right? So now all of you see the screen as a representation, diagrammatic representation of parallel and distributed computing. You see here distributed and parallel computing. You see the diagram, the difference, right? The distributed computing, each and every processor has its memory. I think all of you understand, right? But parallel computing, you see the diagram, all the processors can access a single memory space or only a single memory. Clear? So what does it mean? So distributed computing, each and every processor has its separate system or processor or memory. Everything is to be separate. But in the parallel computing, all the processors can access the same address space or same memory. So this is basically the difference between parallel and distributed computing. Now we move to the definition of the parallel computing. So parallel computing is nothing but the computation is divided among several processes but sharing the same memory. Okay, the parallel computing, the homogeneity, this term is very, very important. Generally, homogeneity means what? There is no different categories, right? It's the same. Homogeneity means the same. So it means here, what is in by homogeneity here? Each processor is of the same type and it has the same capability. Okay, the memory capacity is same. The processors, it's a 8 core means it's all are 8 core processor. Memory space is common to all the processors. So that is the homogeneity. I already told the shared memory space has a single address space which is accessible to all the processes. Okay, so parallel program. Okay, now all of you understand what is by parallel. Parallel means what? The processors can execute the different types of modules or sub-modules parallelly or simultaneously. Okay, that can be allocated to different processors. That is called the parallel. Okay, any example? Anybody want to share any example for the parallel programs or parallel computing? Any one of you? Any real-time example you can take. For example, the student information system also you can take, right? The student information system, maybe it is broken into several modules, right? Maybe the marks grade module, okay? Then other project and other curricular activities module. So like that, we can split it into different modules. Then finally, all the modules can be executed. Here, each and every module is allocated to different processor, one processor. Okay, so all the processors access the same memory only. Okay, so this is the example for the parallel computing. Now we move to distributed computing. Distributed computing, it is different from parallel computing in what way is it is a heterogeneous. It means all the processors on different nodes, the processors are of the different types. Okay, maybe one is 8 cores and another one is a 16 core or whatever maybe, and the memory capacity is also different for all the processors. So this is the distributed computing. That's why it is called heterogeneous. Classic examples for distributed computing are computing grids and internet computing systems. Okay. Up to this, any doubt? parallel and distributed computing. Any doubt up to this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now you see in the distributed computing what works and what does not works, right? What works? It is three things. One is a scalability, then another one is a high availability, then third one is a multiple architectures. What is scalability? Anyone? Generally, scalability means what? What is the meaning of this word scalability? Anyone? What is the meaning of that word scalability? Yes, Monica?
Ability
Yeah, tell
to
me.
change the computing size.
Okay. Yeah. So scalability is here, it means expanding, right? Scalability is nothing but increasing or expanding. In the computing, an aspect of computing, what is scalability? We can expand or we can increase the number of systems, right? The memory capacity of the system, everything we can expand or we can increase. Depends on the application or depends on the customer requirement. That is called scalability. Then availability. So availability by default it is high because everything is to be distributed, right? So availability is by default it is high, and multiple architectures we have because the parallel application or program is divided into different modules. So each and every module is assigned to a processor. So each and every processor has its different architecture. So multiple architectures are there in the distributed computing. But in the parallel computing, only same architecture or single architecture we are using. But in the distributed computing, we are using multiple architectures and high availability because it is heterogeneous. High availability is high and scalability is by default it is high. But what does not in the distributed computing? We can predict the difference among networks, and the response time varied response times, and the application performance is very difficult to predict because it is a all the process has its own, or it's a different architecture or different processor and different memory. So the application performance we cannot predict. So this is the application performance of this particular, okay, any application we are going to develop in the distributed manner. So that is what not available in the distributed computing. So that's all about the introduction about parallel and distributed computing. So maybe next class we'll discuss about the first element. What is the first element in the computing architecture? That is a hardware architecture. So this is the first element in our any computing. So next class we will discuss about hardware architectures for parallel processing. Okay, what are the different types of architectures we are using for the parallel processing? So that's all about this today's class. So any doubts or any clarification means you can ask now. Otherwise, maybe next class we will discuss the doubts and clarification. Any doubt up to that?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So maybe I will next class, maybe tomorrow, maybe the same time or a different time we will meet. At the time we will discuss about the hardware architectures for the parallel processing. Okay. Thank you, students. Thank you very much. Keep learning. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.